Okay, here we have Lavelle Bryant, Thomas, Mavis, Jeremiah, and JP. This is my audience.
Thank you. You can turn around.
Okay, my name is Lindsay and I'm here tonight to basically provide a better understanding to you of what heartworms are and how your dog can basically get contracted with them. They often multiply in places that are wet, such as swampy areas, lakes, rivers, any types of puddles in your yard. And if you have any of those things or you're around any of those type waters, then you should definitely keep your dog indoors. Basically, the heartworm life cycle is the mosquito feeds on an infected dog and then transmits the microfilariae to another dog as it feeds on them. It spreads through the tissue for about 2 months, and then it travels in the vascular system to the heart and the lungs for 70 days. It matures into adult worms in the heart and in the lungs, and that's where it continues to grow and multiply, reaching 12 inches in length and well over 200 worms for a period of up to 7 years before your dog finally has a cough and starts showing signs of being infected. There are many preventatives available. They should be given year-round. You know, even though 6 months out of the year it gets cold, people think they don't have to give the heartworm preventatives because it's cold outside and there's less mosquitoes, but you actually should give them year-round because in certain parts of the United States, such as Florida, we have unpredictable seasonal temperature changes and the mosquito population will be different. There are a few things you can do as an owner to minimize your dog's chances of getting heartworms. You can keep your dog indoors at night. You can keep outside dogs away from large areas of water, as I said before. Of course, provide monthly preventatives. That's the best thing you can do. There are many preventative medications available that range all different prices depending on the dog's weight. There's Advantage Multi, which is $77.99 for a 6-month supply, or $155.98 annually for an 80-pound dog. That's provided you give it topically, and it protects against fleas and other parasites. There's Heart Guard, which is given orally, and it's $38.40 for 6 months, or $74.28 for a year supply, and that's based on a dog that is 80 pounds. There's Endomectin, which is $28.95 a vial. It contains 50 mLs, which can last you up to 3 years depending on the dog's weight and how many dogs you have to give that to. The only thing about the ivermectin is you have to be very careful with the dosing because it can be very toxic to the dogs. But it is the primary ingredient of all heartworm preventatives. Dogs must be checked annually for heartworms because if they are treated with a preventative medication and they are heartworm positive, they can have a life-threatening reaction to the dying circulating microfilariae within their vascular system. The heartworm preventatives work by killing off the larvae that may have made it into your dog's body within the past month. They will die during certain stages of development before becoming adult heartworms. Therefore, if the preventatives are used consistently on a routine basis, intervals, they can be 100% effective. Consistent monthly administration of heartworm preventatives is so important because if your dog becomes infected with heartworms and they make it to adulthood, the preventatives will no longer be effective. Certain areas are more prone to higher amount of mosquitoes, such as swampy areas, lakes, rivers, ditches, and puddles around the yard, which increases the dog's possibility of becoming heartworm positive. Remember, it only takes one bite from a mosquito. As stated before, there are many preventatives available with the same success rate. I personally use the ivermectin, which has lasted me well over a year. My biggest dog is 86 pounds, and he gets 1 ml at the beginning of every month. And as you can see, a 50 ml vial will go a long way depending on the amount of dogs you have and is extremely cost effective. Hopefully I've provided you with enough information to guide you into the understanding and the importance of monthly heartworm preventatives. Any questions?
Yes. Do you know what is the best place to get the valve from?
We actually get ours from Brevard Farm and Ranch, and it is $28.95, and it has lasted us over a year, and we use it on 8 dogs.
Oh, okay. Now, my son has a dog. Do we need to take him to the vet first?
Actually, yeah, you do. You have to take him
Okay.
to get checked for the heartworms, and if he's positive, he's going to have to go through the treatment, which can range anywhere from $300 to $1,000. There is permanent damage that is done to the lungs and the heart, but it can be treated. It just depends on what stage the heartworms are in, whether or not the treatment would be effective.
Okay, thank you. You've been so helpful.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for being my audience.
Thank you.